Imagine this. After years of waiting, the iPhone 17 might finally give the standard model something people have been begging for, a 120Hz ProMotion display. That means buttery smooth scrolling and animations, not just for the Pro models, but for everyone. If this comes true, it could be the single biggest quality of life upgrade the base iPhone has seen in years. And that's just the start of what Apple seems to be packing into the iPhone 17. Expectations are sky high, partly because the last few iPhones felt more like careful refinements than bold leaps. This time, Apple has some making up to do. With rivals pushing ahead in design, performance, and especially AI, the iPhone 17 can't afford to feel like another incremental update. Let's start with that display upgrade. For years, Apple's choice to lock ProMotion at 120Hz behind its premium Pro models has been a sticking point. Other companies have been offering higher refresh rates across their lineups for ages. If the rumors hold, the iPhone 17's move to 120Hz, plus always-on support, means the baseline iPhone won't feel stuck in the past anymore. It puts Apple's entry-level flagship on much stronger footing against Android rivals. And honestly, it's about time. Next up is the selfie camera, and this is a big one. The iPhone 17 is expected to get a new 24-megapixel front sensor. To put that into perspective, Apple hasn't really touched the selfie camera in a meaningful way since the iPhone 11 back in 2019. That's 6 years of this same basic setup. This upgrade could be a huge deal for anyone who relies on FaceTime, TikTok, Instagram, or even just casual photos. Sharper detail, better crop flexibility, and more future-proof quality. It's not the 50-megapixel monster selfies that some Android phones are pushing, but it's a step forward Apple desperately needed to take. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, AI. Last year, Apple leaned heavily into artificial intelligence promises with the iPhone 16, and then it didn't really deliver. That left a lot of fans skeptical. With the iPhone 17, Apple can't afford to overpromise and underdeliver again. AI is everywhere right now, and Apple has been lagging behind. We know the company likes to play the long game, but this time they'll need to actually show working, practical features that make people's daily lives better. Otherwise, they risk looking out of touch in one of the most important tech battles of the decade. Of course, no new iPhone comes without a price discussion. Rumors suggest a $50 increase across the lineup, which would push the base iPhone 17 to around $849. On paper, that might not sound huge, but given how expensive iPhones already are, even loyal fans might hesitate. Apple will need to make the case that these upgrades justify the jump, especially since competitors are offering similar features at lower prices. One feature I'm really curious about is the camera control button. It made its debut on the iPhone 16, but its placement was awkward, too far toward the center of the frame to feel natural. Apple clearly wanted it to appeal to people who love photography, giving them a more tactile way to shoot photos and videos. If they reposition it properly on the iPhone 17, it could actually become a meaningful part of the experience, not just a quirky extra. Then there's performance. Apple may finally stop holding back the base model with older chips. Instead of recycling the A18, the iPhone 17 might ship with the all-new A19 chip, the same one expected in the iPhone 17 Air. That would be a welcome change, because in past years, splitting the chips across models made the non-Pro versions feel like second-class devices. The catch here is RAM. The standard iPhone 17 may stay at 8 GB, while the Air and Pro models bump up to 12 GB to support Apple's heavier AI and multitasking features. Still, even with less memory, a new chip at the heart of the base model would make the phone feel much more up-to-date. And finally, the dream request, a bigger battery. Apple has always been clever at squeezing great endurance out of modest battery sizes, but people are using their phones harder than ever. Video calls, 5G streaming, gaming, and now AI features all demand more power. Even a modest bump in capacity could be the most appreciated upgrade of all. So, what does this all add up to? The iPhone 17 is shaping up to be the most meaningful upgrade to the standard model in years. A smoother display, a sharper selfie camera, a new chip, and the possibility of smarter AI features all point to a phone that could actually feel fresh, not just polished. Yes, the price hike stings, and yes, Apple still has a lot to prove when it comes to AI, but if even half of these wish list items come true, the iPhone 17 might finally give non-Pro buyers something to get genuinely excited about. And honestly, that's what Apple needs right now. Not another safe incremental update, but a reminder of why people line up every September to see what's next. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.